Welcome to a special episode of Pogue Mitchell Podcast. Hey, man, this has been it's a sign of the times. It is definitely a sign of the times uh, for people, not only in America, but the whole world. And you have to focus. You have to pay attention. Families, you have to pay attention. You can't allow your family members, people that you consider friends, to lead you wrong. There's no more leading each other wrong, especially when it comes to black people. I want to thank all the podcasters. I know a lot of people in LA that have podcasts. I know that it's been a lot of bull crap that has been displayed on people podcasts. A lot of silly stuff, man, that just don't really, it's not going to get you nowhere. But I want to give a special shout out to all the podcasters that spoke with respect on what happened to the Senator Charlie Kirk, and being classy about it, man. And when I look at the way that they have displayed the conversation on the news that we have grew up on, I've looked at some of the news that we all grew up on, and it seems like they're trying to get you to think about everything other than what the truth is. So to all my podcasters in LA that have talked about this terrible incident that happened to Charlie Kirk, I just want to say I appreciate that. I watched most of them, and I congratulate you guys on that, man. And we need that news. Our people, especially black people, need to see news coming from our point of view. This is why I always talk about that black people need to tune in to Roland Martin. It's very important, because it's not the kind of war that's going on. It's not the kind of war that you think is going on. It's deeper. That's why it don't even make any sense anymore for blacks to be killing blacks. It don't make any sense. It's a lot of things, that I see. In this podcast, today that I'm, what it's going to be about, I just want you to think about it. Just think about what I'm saying. Even if it don't sound right, history check me on some stuff, so that you would know the truth. When I look at black on black crime, and I look at the kind of things that are above blacks, like we would say, like the president and the Congress, I look at them like they have a plan, and they're a well-oiled machine. We still learning how to respect each other as black people. We still trying to figure out, who we're going to be in this life. And, it bothers me. It bothers me a lot that I was fooled on so many different levels. It wasn't just the big homies. It's deeper than that. I done had some of my big homies who I love and respect apologize to me. But in doing so, that they were able to say, how are we going to teach you guys how to do things right when no one taught us? It hit me different. Hearing somebody that I respect so highly say that to me. But like I said, we're going up against a well-oiled machine. I felt like watching some of those news shows that it seemed like they wanted it to be a black so bad. That they were wishing that it was a black that killed that man. A lot of blacks that I know, man, we some of the most compassionate people. And maybe it's because of the stuff that we done been through in life. And we don't really have time, to really hold a lot of hate outside of our race. Everything that has been turned against us has destroyed us. And we need to wake up. We need to come up out of it. I'm starting to realize from watching Roland Martin, I started to look at things different. I wasn't never computer savvy. I will be telling my story coming soon on the Tantric Express platform, with one of my best friends, Chili Will Somerville. I spent half of my life doing time, and just never able to grasp on how to live in this world, how to be a citizen, how to live the right way in the community. As I started to watch Roland Martin, I started to see things on a whole different playing field. I started to really understand that how blacks were being left behind on so many different levels, especially when it came to schooling. The teachers never really cared about blacks really having the best education in life. When Donald Trump became president again, I just couldn't understand it. I said, it got to be something behind it. And one of the things that I noticed since Charlie Kirk's death is that he was able to get a lot of the college, a lot of young people to see his view of things. If you didn't know, the world has turned into a tech world. And Charlie Kirk seemed to be the one to know how to get through to the people that he needed to get through to get Donald Trump voted in again. It now makes sense.
Hi, everyone.
Now it makes sense on why Donald Trump went after Eli Musk to be someone that he wanted on his campaign. Eli Musk being one of the people in America, one of the richest guys in America, persons in America. You can't be one of the most richest people in America without being tech influenced. So here we go. We got Donald Trump realizing, the people that he got around him realizing that, you know, this is a tech world. Majority blacks are not tech savvy. Majority blacks can only think, when it comes to war, can only think as far as to kill each other. Think about that for a minute. And I'm going to say, don't nobody deserve death from another person. You should be able to live your life and live it to the best of your ability to try to live a good life. And, you know, I pray for Charlie Kirk's family. It bothers me that his kids will be raised without their father in their life. So I pray for that family. But I grew up on that. I've watched so many of my friends die and leave kids behind. And the worst thing about that is that the friends that are left behind, not knowing how to take that father position themselves to help out with those kids. But, you know, what I noticed from watching the news, that it seemed like, and maybe you guys can do your own investigation and see if it's true or not, but it seemed like Charlie Kirk, on what he talked, the things that he talked about, the way that he talked about them, it may have been a little different from, say, David Duke's, but it was similar.
We note in our piece that Kirk describes King as, quote, a bad guy. It's true. And Kirk self-described very, very radical view that the country made a mistake when it passed the Civil Rights Act. Also true. As we note in the piece, Kirk has previously described Kirk as a hero and a civil rights icon. It's true. I used to be wrong. What inspired Kirk to shift his view on MLK? Why does Kirk think that MLK is a bad guy? When Kirk says that MLK says, quote, one good thing he didn't believe, what does he mean by that? Why does Kirk believe passing the Civil Rights Act was a mistake? Now, again, apparently they don't listen to the show because we do that at least once a week, right? Once a week we talk about why the Civil Rights Act was a mistake.
See, this is why black people, we have to come together. We cannot allow ourselves to be left behind. This is why it's important for us to stop killing each other and to start to listen and educate, to teach our families the right way to go about things. It has always been war on black people. Since I get it now, I didn't before, and it hurts. It hurts. Because I'm at a point in my life where I love all people. Black, white, Mexican, Asian, Samoan. Race doesn't really matter when it comes to friendship. And, you know, we have to learn that. We have to learn that. You know, war has been, you know, it seems like from watching the news that they hate the fact that another white man is charged for the murder of Charlie Kirk. And it seems to me that they are more mad about that than fixing the problem that exists that will bring people together. Like I said, this war is bigger than what you think. I say tech war. Because they have to literally remove, it seems to me that they are pushing blacks out of everything. They've been pushing us out of everything. Now they're trying to get rid of us as far as out of the books. Everything that has been for us, the laws that have been brought about since the 50s, 60s, 70s. It seems like their mission is to get rid of everything that's on the books. DEI, or the voting act, voting rights, the civil rights acts. That's where they're winning at. This is why they could never respect us. Or this is why they won't even open a door for us. Because it's bigger than what we think. They are the well-oiled machine. You know, I make a plea to all my brothers and sisters to use common sense in education. You have to. Listen to good people. You know, I realize that even though blacks still feel that Jim Crow exists, we've only been out of the Jim Crow laws for 50, I don't know, I'm just guessing 50, 60 years. So it hasn't been that long. You know, we have people on a whole different level that are trying to erase us. Why you think they don't they could be doing more when it comes to black on black crime. But why? Excuse my language, but let them niggas kill each other. And we better than that. You know, my message today is to use common sense and education over everything. Take it back a little bit. Love on your people more. Look, I said at the beginning that black people are some of the most compassionate people. That's a blessing to be that type of person. Continue that. And just keep everyone in prayer. Like I said, it might bother some people that I even pray for Charlie Kirk's family. But we got to be better. And we will be better. I want to say shout out to Under the Groove for maintaining a positive platform. I want to say shout out to all the podcasts that come from a genuine place. And don't stop educating. Yeah, we got a long road to go. It's a long road in front of us. And the journey is one that it's going to take a lot of spirituality. I'm a believer, man. But that's because this is what I chose for myself. God is good. And I don't know, I have all kind of feelings in my head right now. But if there's anything that I've ever done to anyone, and I'm talking to my brothers, forgive me. And I also forgive you. Pope Mitchell out of here. Blessings to all the families involved. And I want you to, my interview with the Tantric Express, on the Tantric Express platform will be coming soon. Shout out to my boy, my friend, Chili Will Somerville, man. And God bless everybody.